a liberated soul. He had some mystic power, and he could spend more than the usual amount of time in the womb. Usually one only stays in the womb about 9 months or 10 months according to the Vedic calculation, because it's a lunar calendar and it's shorter. But even Lord Chaitanya, he was 13 lunar months in the womb, and people were in great anxiety. Well, he should be coming out by now, and it's been 13 lunar months. And so, however, it's described that Shukadeva Goswami stayed in the womb 16 years. It's a very long time. But it doesn't say that his mother became so big that it appeared that she had a 16-year-old kid in her womb. So I imagine that he had some ability to maintain small size. Otherwise, it would have been very uncomfortable, both for him and for her. So, at any rate, in fact, he didn't want to come out at all because he was afraid of getting in Maya. So one lesson we can learn from this is that we should be afraid of getting in Maya. And he did actually eventually agree to come out when Krishna himself more or less promised him that he wouldn't get into Maya if he came out. And because he had faith in Krishna, and he listened to him. And then he came out. But the first thing he did is he left home. He took sannyas the day he was born. Sometimes in the Madhvacharya Sampradaya, somebody's like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 and he takes sannyas. Practically, Shukadeva Goswami renounced home the day he was born. And actually, could somebody hand me the first canto of the Bible? There's like one verse that describes that pastime. Yeah, let's see, how's it go? Thank you. There's one verse 1, 2, 2, which describes that pastime very briefly. Sutta uvacha Yampavajantam anupetam apeta krityam Taipayana vihara katara hajuhava Putleti panmayata yataravo Denoedus pansava bhutpalilayam munimanitosmi. So Sutta Goswami said, let me offer my respectful obeisances to that great sage, Shukadeva Goswami, who can enter the hearts of all. When he went away to take up the renounced order of life, sannyas, leaving home without undergone any reformation by the sacred thread or the ceremonies observed by the higher caste, his father, Vyasadeva, fearing separation from him, cried out, "Oh, my son!" Indeed, only the trees, which were absorbed in the same feelings of separation, echoed in response to the grieved father. So, he was, and it's sort of interesting because his father was Vyasadeva, right? He was the literary incarnation of God. So one would think if your father was the literary incarnation of God, you wouldn't have to really leave home, right? To find God, because God in his Shaktivesha avatar is your father, right there. Right? But at least that your home would be a more or less transcendently situated place if your father was Vyasadeva. One might think that. But this renunciation of family life is so much a part of the Vedic culture. Even Lord Kapila's father, Kardama Muni, when his son Lord Kapila was born, he actually left home to take sannyas, even though the person that one realizes by taking sannyas was actually present in his house. It's interesting. So, at any rate, the idea is that Shukadeva Goswami was very, very, very renounced. He didn't want to become attached to anything in life, in the least way, be material. But he was actually attracted to the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is filled with different pastimes and stories and qualities and descriptions of Krishna and his avatars and his leelas and his forms and his qualities. And so this means, because he wasn't attracted to anything material, he proved that by his activities. Nothing material, even the least bit, even Vyasadeva's transcendental hostile life was too suspicious for him. He just wanted to get out of it. So even this person who is so much afraid of anything material, he was falling in love with the pastimes of Krishna and qualities of Krishna and the form of Krishna. So this shows that Krishna is not material. One of the big ideas of the Mayavadis is that the ultimate truth is the impersonal Brahman, the all-pervading spirit. And sometimes the all-pervading spirit takes on a form made out of the mode of goodness and becomes an avatar, Ishvar, and preaches some philosophy. But in reality, the highest truth is this impersonal Brahman. So this pastime of Shukadeva Goswami, also the pastime of the Kumars, because they were not attracted to anything material at all, but they are attracted by Krishna and his form and his narration. So this means that Krishna is not material, because somebody who has no material attraction is attracted by Krishna. So the story of the Kumaras was they were sons of Brahma. Brahma had many great sons. The most exalted was Narada, but the Kumaras were also very advanced. Narada was a Shaktivesh avatar who was empowered with bhakti, and the Kumaras were Shaktivesh avatars empowered with jnana, transcendental knowledge. But they also were more or less monists. They had the idea that it's all one spirit, and but when they went to Vaikuntha, they were so spiritually elevated that they could go to Vaikuntha. They smelled the fragrance of the tulsi mixed with sandalwood that was applied to the lotus feet of the Lord, and they were attracted by this transcendental fragrance. They weren't attracted by anything in the whole material world, and they left the material world and go to Vaikuntha. But when they smell this fragrance, their minds are attracted. So that's another instance. How people are attracted by nothing in the material world, and attracted to Krishna. And so basically, the people get to this monistic understanding by understanding that they are spirit, and by using their intelligence to differentiate themselves from anything in this material world by a process called neti. They analyze something. Is it eternal or is it temporary? If it's temporary, it's material, I'm not interested. If it's eternal, then it's relevant. It's of interest to me because I'm also spirit, I'm also eternal. And by that meditation, basically, they fix their mind on the eternal spirit. But they don't know anything about the Paramatma, the Lord in the heart, or they don't know anything about the Bhagavan, the spiritual form of the personality of Godhead. So they're transcendentalists because they're focused on what's transcendental, but they don't know these higher realizations of the absolute truth. So basically the verse says that Lord Hari has super excellent transcendental qualities that attract everyone, even these liberated souls. So Hari, of course, is very interesting, is an interesting name. Even the Maha water with the Tulsi flavor is attractive, more attractive than regular water. So Hari basically has two meanings that are explained. One is that Krishna takes away everything from us, basically all the material impediments to our devotional service, out of his kindness and compassion takes them away.